In the vast tragedy of the Mahabharata, many heroes are remembered: Arjuna, Karna, Abhimanyu. Yet, hidden beneath their towering shadows stands a warrior whose fate broke even the heart of Karna. His name was Vrishasena, and his story reminds us that some wounds are deeper than death itself. Vrishasena was the son of Karna, the mighty archer who spent his entire life battling rejection, humiliation, and destiny. From childhood, Vrishasena grew beneath the example of a father whose courage never surrendered before adversity. He inherited Karna's martial skill, his discipline, and above all, his fierce loyalty. When the great war of Kurukshetra engulfed Bharatvarsh, Vrishasena stood beside the Kaurava army not as a frightened prince but as a formidable warrior. The battlefield knew his name. He struck down powerful opponents and fought with such prowess that even seasoned warriors were forced to acknowledge his valor. To many, he appeared destined to continue Karna's legacy. His courage inspired those around him. His skill promised a future worthy of his father's name. But the Mahabharata is not merely a tale of heroes. It is a tale of destiny, and destiny often demands a cruel price. As the war neared its terrible climax, Karna prepared for the confrontation that would define his life. His long awaited battle against Arjuna was approaching. Yet before father and son could celebrate victory or mourn together defeat, fate intervened. Vrishasena entered a fierce engagement against the Pandava forces. His skill shone brilliantly upon the battlefield. For a brief moment, it seemed as though the young warrior carried the same unconquerable fire that burned within Karna himself. Then Arjuna arrived. What followed was swift, merciless, and unforgettable. Under Arjuna's deadly assault, Vrishasena was struck down. The young warrior fell upon the soil of Kurukshetra, and Karna witnessed it. Imagine that moment. A father who had endured ridicule from kings, a father abandoned at birth, a father denied honor throughout his life, now forced to watch his own son perish before his eyes. The arrows that struck Vrishasena wounded more than a warrior. They pierced the heart of Karna himself. Yet, perhaps, the most extraordinary part of this tragedy lies in what followed. Karna did not retreat. He did not surrender to grief. Moments after witnessing the death of his son, he mounted his chariot and rode towards his final confrontation with Arjuna, carrying not only weapons but unbearable sorrow. The grief remained, the pain remained, yet duty demanded that he continue. This is why the story of Vrishasena deserves remembrance, not merely because he was Karna's son, not merely because he died bravely, but because his death revealed the hidden burden carried by one of the Mahabharata's greatest warriors. The battlefield of Kurukshetra was filled with arrows, chariots, and warriors. Yet, some of the fiercest battles were fought within the human heart, and few hearts carried a heavier burden than Karna's on the day Vrishasena fell. Perhaps that is why the story still endures, because every generation understands the pain of loss, and every generation understands the courage required to continue despite it.